I'm so glad you agreed to do this today, Erin. As you know, I have worked with people with vestibular disorders for almost 30 years, and it's a passion of mine to reach out and raise awareness for the Vestibular Disorders Association, but also just to let people know how sometimes complicated and confusing one's journey might be with vertigo and a vestibular disorder. Start by just telling me a little bit about your story, if you will.
Okay. It was 2008. I was injured at work. I ended up with head and neck trauma. From there, I was sent to a million different doctors, from neurologists to ENTs, trying to figure out, why is she dizzy? What's going on? And I kind of was just left. Like, nobody could give me answers. The vestibular, my ENT doctor finally said, you have permanent vestibular damage. We can send you to vestibular rehab, but chances are, you're going to live with it. So I never even heard of it. Nobody gave me any information to research it. It was kind of like, oh, well, that's not in the books. We don't really talk about it too much. So.
Well, what's interesting is, so you had this injury to your head and your neck. So they probably did maybe an x-ray, maybe a brain MRI. I mean, it's not that they didn't do testing, they did, right? But is it true that your disorder, like many other people, doesn't show up on an MRI, or it doesn't show up on a CAT scan or an x-ray, right?
Exactly. There is no, let's say, evidence of any kind of testing that they can do, like MRI, CAT scan.
Right. So you leave the doctor hearing that nothing's wrong with you.
Yeah, exactly. I was in physical therapy for a good 8 weeks. I had continuous treatments for the 6 years or so for people to say, sorry, there's nothing we could do. Like, I would grab my husband and he'd be like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, it was scary.
Very scary.
You kind of get called a fake, and, you're exaggerating. It can't be that bad. And it's definitely a topic that needs awareness.
What's a strategy you learned that you would want to share with people who have vestibular conditions like yours?
My biggest thing that I could share with you is find that support group, because it was lacking when I was injured and I really felt alone. There was a point of depression and feeling lost, but it doesn't control me anymore.
That's amazing. Well, I imagine a world where people understand and know a little bit about what vestibular disorders are. Do you think that things would be different for you if people understood and recognized vestibular disorders as a known kind of disease or injury?
Oh, absolutely. People look at me all the time. Yeah, what? You're vestibular. What is that? Is it important? I've never even heard of it. I mean, even the doctors, they don't speak about, it's not a topic, like your heart or your brain. And the vestibular is just as important. Nobody said, hey, there's vestibular specialists, because I would have flown somewhere to go see somebody to help me out.
These are big, giant issues that I think that the Vestibular Disorders Association is, we get more than 3 million people looking at our website, every year, and using our publications and hopefully printing things out or referring them to their doctor, telling their doctor and telling their personnel managers or workplace employers about what's going on with them. But this is still something that is very under-recognized for people. And I hope that this video and the parts of it that we're able to share will teach people, put a face and a feeling to what it's like to have a vestibular disorder. Healthcare is changing, and it has to change. The internet, access to information, meetings like this will change the face of healthcare. I'm working even towards supporting legislation that allows and supports telemedicine across the country so that therapists like me can function in every state and see patients all over the world. We've had recent meetings with Medicare where we're working with Medicare, trying to get a better conversation with them about how do we get the these treatments paid for. I just hold on to the hope that people like you would have access to the best care in the world. Continue to look at VeDA and support it. And I ask that people watching this video take a moment to donate to the cause, because we are trying to allow people to get the resources they need. If you or anybody you know is interested, we join us in helping raise awareness for vestibular disorders. You matter. You matter a lot. You matter to me. You matter to VeDA. You matter to those people that you love, and to all the other patients and people who've had vertigo. You're worth it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
God bless you, Kathleen. Thank you so much for all you do.
Well, I want to see you again, and I want to talk to you again and see what we can do together.